Take me through the 1984 draft and what you were doing when the New York Giants called you.
Wow. Well, to take you through that draft would be to take you through my days in college, where, you know, as a college athlete, especially in the Big Ten, you run home every summer to get the publication, Streets and Smith, and see who all the top guys are. And it was quite a year of talent. There was Wilbur Marshall, Refrigerator Perry, and Carl Banks from Michigan State's nowhere near the top prospects in college. So I says, well, I'm gonna go out and try to have the best year I can have. And the college bowl games roll around. And this is when you know whether or not you're good enough to play in the All-Star games. And I wasn't invited to any of the college bowl games. So I'm like, okay. I was a little disappointed because I had just had one of the most phenomenal years in the Big Ten. And I was, you know, Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. And George Parcells called me in his office. He says, listen, I know it's been tough. Take it from me. I know you're one of the top linebackers in this country. So I go to the Blue-Gray game and I dominate it. I end up being the most valuable player of that game. And sure enough, I get a call from George Parcells. He's got, invitations to this East-West game, the Hula Bowl, the Senior Bowl.
I remember seeing him down at the Senior Bowl, and the scouts were wanting me to look at him because they thought he might be in the mix for us to pick. But I only looked at him for 10 minutes, and then I remember I didn't want anybody to even see me looking at the guy again. So I never went back. The rest of the week, I was just always somewhere else. I might have been looking way across, but no one would have ever known.
And to his surprise, on draft day, Carl would receive one of the most important phone calls in his life.
It's Bill Parcells from the New York Giants, and he said, I just drafted you, and I didn't draft you to sit you on the bench, and congratulations. And I was like, wow.
Teaming up with an already star-studded defensive cast in New York, Carl remembers what it was like joining the Big Blue.
I look at the New York Giants roster, and I'm like, okay, there's Lawrence Taylor, there's Harry Carson, there's Brad Van Pelt, there's Brian Kelly. All four of these guys are Pro Bowlers. So I'm just another guy in that group of great athletes at linebacker. But I think until we put the pads on, they really didn't know exactly what I was all about as a football player. And I show up to camp, and the first two guys I see are Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson sitting right outside of the training room, and introduce myself. Hello, I'm so excited to meet these guys. And I say, hi, Mr. Carson, hi, Mr. Taylor. And they both just kind of stare at me. And Harry, as only Harry could, he looks at me and he says, so homeboy, what the hell are you gonna do to get on the field? And I was like, wow, welcome to the big leagues.
Hey Giants fans, Saquon Barkley here. You wanna see more videos? Subscribe below.